25 million for one, 50 million for another. Manchester United 75 million double deal for the forward and the midfield holes that we've got in our squad. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Mateta. We're talking about Manu Koné. All the latest in this video on both of them players as Manchester United move forward with strengthening the squad this summer. Obviously, we have already got them deals done from earlier on this week in Santos and, of course, Tielemans. Dalot is also over the line, as we know. So what's next for Manchester United? The World Cup ends this Sunday, and that means every one of these players is now home, and transfers will go on to that next level in terms of the intensity of them. And that's one word that is being used when talking about Jean-Philippe Mateta's future at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, according to Rudy Galetti, are open to Manchester United selling Jean-Philippe Mateta with a fee of around 25 million. I said it before, I'll say it again. If that's the price for Mateta, you go out and you spend that money. You get him in through the door and get that deal wrapped up as quickly as possible. He's the perfect player to come in alongside Benjamin Sesko. Sesko can learn from him, and Sesko can obviously still come in and do his bit. With so many games this season, Sesko isn't available for the squad for the game against Wrexham tomorrow because he's still recovering from full fitness. Now, this is obviously concerning going into the season because it shows that one little tweak, you're out of a striker. You haven't got anybody. United need a striker. I think this shows us everything. And the fact that you've got a Prem-proven striker who's scoring more goals every time he walks out onto that pitch each season from being in the Premier League in Jean-Philippe Mateta means you go out there and you get this done. You get the deal done as quickly as you possibly can, and hopefully Man United do this. But looking on to the midfield next to this as well, Manu Koné, obviously, we know about him. Manchester United have touched base with the agents of the player. He is the one that is coming in instead of Ederson. By the way, Romano saying that Ederson has now signed a new deal at Atalanta. So 100% Romano was right on that. There is no way that United can revisit this deal. So again, we kind of never fell into that trap and believed them stories from the local journalist about Ederson being a potential sign later on in the window. He signed his new deal, he's staying in Italy, and that's it. United going for another Italian-based player in Manu Koné from Roma. Now, Roma are apparently, according to Moretto, looking to finalise and seal a deal with Crescencio Somerville, giving them the green light to go ahead with that deal. So that, obviously now, is going to be Roma looking for funds to potentially sign Crescencio Somerville. Well, why don't we just buy Koné off them, and then that gives them funds? This is the perfect scenario for Manchester United right now. You've got Roma needing funds to buy in Crescencio Somerville. Koné is expected to leave. That's the stance from the football club. To balance their situation with financial fair play, bringing in the likes of Somerville for around about 35-40 million, a target for United. But like we've said earlier on today, obviously Marcus Rashford's situation is holding everything up for Manchester United. The priority has always been midfield, and if Somerville goes to Roma, we've missed out because of Rashford. And Man United not willing to do a deal for any other wide player until Rashford is gone. That's the club stance, and that's what we have to deal with right now. But Somerville going there opens up the window for us to then go in. Chelsea's still in there as well. But again, I've said my piece on Chelsea. Like any player, midfielder, going for their first real big move, which Koné is, just using him as an example. If you look at Chelsea, then you're looking at Chelsea and you're going, I'm sorry, I'm not getting in that side. There's no chance that I get into that side, actually. And that's how I would look at it as a midfielder, because you got Caicedo, you got Enzo, both playing fantastically well. And obviously, I mean, where do I get in that team? Especially with no European football, limited games this season. I think Koné's looking elsewhere. He's got to be looking elsewhere. Anyway, when you do look at that situation, United are definitely front runners for Koné. There are others interested, but it seems to be United and Chelsea that are being mentioned the most. Them needing money for Somerville. United obviously willing to pay the 50 million for obviously Koné. I think this is obviously now the perfect opportunity for us. It's all fallen into place. Koné is the exact player that we want. We're clearly not bothered about the so-called injury record that everybody goes on about, because there isn't one. And United touching base with the agents proves that they're comfortable with what they've seen. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing so. And it's not the agents forcing the player onto United. It's United talking to Koné's agents and representatives. That's how it's working right now. So Koné is the main target for Manchester United. He's the one for midfield. If you can get him and Mateta wrapped up for 75 million, then you are absolutely laughing And that, I think, is the key for Manchester United here. Getting them deals done, I think, proves that they are looking to strengthen this squad in the right way. We are looking at the right types of players. We are taking away the unknown by going for Prem-proven players. Yes, Koné obviously isn't, but I've said this so many times before. A player from overseas coming in along with Prem experience players in that same area of the pitch. And for instance, Manu, Santos, Tielemans, and then Koné in that midfield, with Mount coming in as extra cover as a fifth central midfielder. That's more than enough to ease Koné in the right way. Obviously, he has got a lot of experience in Italy and the Bundesliga, ready to take the step up, wants to come to the Premier League. All of these reports are also saying that Koné wants Manchester United, open to the Manchester United move more. So that, I think, just sets it up for Man United and sets it up in a way where we actually just say, look, let's just make this move happen. There are other stories going around. There are other midfielders like Sander Berge we were talking about the other day. I think we've got enough Premier League experience. I don't believe we need another experienced Premier League player right now. Definitely not the age of Sander Berge. We just bought Tielemans in. So the passing quality and controlling type of players are there for United. Now we need that someone different. Obviously, Santos is potentially the 8 of the future. But Koné coming in with his vast experience, obviously international and obviously European experience as well with Roma, I think it definitely works for United. And I think this is the move that United need to be making now. I think it makes complete sense. Look, the stories of Augusto, again, left back that we covered this morning, he plays at centre back and left back, are also out there right now. More people are talking about that. We'll believe that one when we see it, because the left-hand side of things is what we spoke about earlier on, and that's obviously going to be determined by Marcus Rashford. United, obviously, they're having to reintegrate him back into the squad because obviously they have to. And then they're looking to try and move him on. Like Ornstein said this morning, obviously Rashford's clause, now the 40 million one, is gone. It's expired. So any deal now is brand new for Manchester United, can be completely negotiated in a different way. So this again shows that no one's willing to pay that money for Rashford. Rashford turning deals down is going to slow up any move for the left winger, and that's going to push us, if we are strengthening the left, to the left back. Now Augusto is obviously that player that's 25 million. It's not a lot of money. That could be something that Manchester United look at as an option. And I've said this before, they bring through another academy left back maybe in time. We will see on that one. Not holding my breath with that. It's only fleeting sort of talks and rumours at the moment on that side of things. Sander Berge is still doing the rounds, but again, like I've just said, I think Koné is the obvious one. Koné is the one we know Man United have made contact with. We've got confirmation United are not going for Camavinga because he doesn't want to leave. Look, if things change in August, United are there ready to go. Or will they be? Because if United commit to Koné, then that's it. It's done. Midfield is finished. So you can forget about Scott, again, who Man United want, and more talks about him are going around the rumour mill at the moment, but it's still the same. Until something has been agreed with Bournemouth regarding Scott's future, we're not getting him. I think with United touching base and speaking to the agents of Koné, I think they could wait for Scott, they could wait for Baleba, but I don't think Koné is going to want to wait to get his move sorted. And I've said this so many times before. When a player's coming back from the World Cup or a big major tournament in the summer, they come back after it and then want their future sorted before they go back out on their holiday, vacation, and their break. And that's what's going to happen. Come Monday, when France are already back after playing England on Saturday, I feel like that's it. You're going to get all of the news and all of the wants from these players and where they want to end up going, all wrapped up and done. And I think this is where Manchester United are ready, and they're ready to pounce, because as soon as the player says he wants Manchester United, which is what we're obviously hoping for when we're going to these agents, then that's it. United move in and then in for the kill. And with Moretto saying that Somerville is going Roma, well, like I said, I liked Somerville. I thought he would have been a good player for United, but if it helps get us the midfielder more, then I'm more than happy with that. I think that's what United need to be looking at. The midfield is priority right now. That's number one. And then we'll see what happens, because that Mateta story has given me a little bit of hope. And that's not from Man United going in for him, because obviously we are just looking at the moment. There's nothing serious. But the fact that Palace are looking to sell means United need to be looking to buy. And then when you've got Mateta available, It just makes perfect sense. United need to be 100% on top of that and ready to go.
Well, let's talk about the Rashford situation, because David Ornstein has basically put out something today. Marcus Rashford, 40 million exit clause, which is available to everybody apart from Liverpool and Man City, ended 2 days ago. Man United must now negotiate any future sale of Rashford. He returns to training after his international break. Approaches will be considered, but otherwise he stays at Manchester United. So, look, we're starting to get the PR around we want Rashford to stay at Manchester United. Essentially, I think United are going to bring him back. I think they are. And Savage says it's a nonsense comment. Look, it's not a nonsense comment, Savage, with all due respect, because it's somebody's opinion and a lot of people agree with it. You don't have to agree with it. That's the whole point. Some people really, really want Rashford back. Some people really, really don't want him back. I think there is a very high chance that he's coming back from what I've heard. I think Manchester United are the villain in this piece, and I think they've absolutely mugged themselves off. I think from Rashford's situation, what is he supposed to do, right? He said he wanted a new challenge. He went to Villa on loan, and then he got the Barcelona move. He went to Barcelona. He really enjoyed it. He was very happy not playing for Manchester United anymore, and then Barcelona didn't sign him. He then looks around at all his options, and nothing compares to that. And he has 2 years left on his contract at Manchester United. So he's obviously said, there's nothing out there that I fancy. I've still got 2 years. I'm on 325 grand a week or whatever it is. I'm coming back. He has the power to do that. What would you do? What would you do in Rashford's situation if you wanted a new challenge, you don't want to be at Man United anymore, you go to Barcelona, it's your dream place, you're loving it, Champions League football, La Liga titles, everything's great, and then Barcelona don't sign you? What would you do? You're going to come back. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say it's your problem. You've got to pay me a massive wage, whether I'm on the bench or I'm starting. I'll come back, I'll train, but it's your problem. And also it's your problem to solve PR-wise as well, because everybody knows what I said. I wanted a new challenge. So, and everyone knows what you said. You put me in the bomb squad. So you find me a club or you solve this issue. I ain't got a problem with Rashford in that sense. United look like prats in my opinion, because they absolutely milk, and I call it the cringe squad, the bomb squad. Ugh, I said it at the time. What bomb squad? Garnacho basically handed in a transfer request publicly. You had to sell him. Rashford had already said he wants a new challenge. Sancho, well, he went on loan. Who else was in the bloody bomb squad? Malacia didn't go anywhere. I mean, the bomb squad, more like the do-nothing squad. I mean, we didn't do anything with the bomb squad, but we played it out as, oh, PR, because that's what they do. Oh, look at the money we're saving on Rashford, la, 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 la. And then a year later, he's coming back because you can't sell him. He's coming back because you can't find a loan deal. So, and you're going to pay him 300 grand a week to do it. So you look absolute mugs. You've sacked half the workforce. You're apparently doing great things saving money. You won't overpay on players. You're now going to pay 325 grand a week to Marcus Rashford, who you gloated you'd got rid of a year ago, but you actually haven't got rid of. And he's got a 2-year deal. So you've either got to give him another one or watch him run it down and walk out the door for free. So I'm sorry, I think United have messed this up. I understand Rashford's situation. Man United look like a right bunch of prats.
Look, they're your main headlines at the moment. Please get into the comments below. And obviously, if you have been chatting live, then thank you again, everybody, for all of your support. That's us wrapped up anyway for now. I'll be back tomorrow again with more updates. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with everything going on. And obviously, make sure you get your likes and your comment on the video also, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.